Charlie Munger emphasized saving that first $100,000. Well, what about that first $50,000? Let's look at that. Here's the numbers we ran for Charlie Munger. If you can get to $100,000 and say you get to that by age 40, you're going to be in great shape. What we do on this channel is use the returns for the S&P 500 for the last 100 years, including the Depression type years. And look at this, folks. If you never added another dime, and you had returns like the last 100 years, in the worst case scenario, which would actually be 1929, you would run out of money in 16 years. But 95% of the time, using the returns for the last 100 years, your money would last over 40 years, withdrawing $5,000 a month. Now, we're assuming you're going to get $2,000 from Social Security. Now, nobody knows what Social Security is, especially at age 40, because they take the high 35 years. We haven't had 35 years at age 40, so we just go over to Social Security quick calculator. It'll tell you, give you a rough estimate of what your retirement amount might be at age 67. So we're just going to go ahead and run that at $2,000 a month. Again, this will be different for everybody. Let's assume $5,000 a month in expenses. That's going to grow from age 40 to 67. Right now, we're looking at taking Social Security at age 67. This 5,000 will have grown to needing 11,106, but this 2,000 would have also grown to be 3896. And since you're taking it at age 67, you get 100% of that. So you're going to need 7,211 from your nest egg. So what we want to do is see just how what it would take to get to this worst year to have that last at least 40 years. And if you go down through, you can see it's 19 years, 23 years, 30 years. So if you had $100,000, you could save $200 a month and use the returns for the last 100 years, your money would last over 40 years in retirement, even in the worst case scenario. But that's age 40, 100,000. Let's do something different. Let's look and see if you just have your age 35 and can get to $50,000. How would your numbers look then? Looks like you'd need to say right now you're running out of money in the worst case scenario in 9 years. 95% of the time your money would last at least 16 years, 90% 23 years, and so on with these same numbers. Let's go ahead and do $50 a month, $100 a month. Again, we're looking at the worst case. Now, we're already over 40 years, 95% of the time your money's going to last. But just $100 a month, starting with $50,000 by age 35. How about 150? And 200? Now we're in the same scenario. Catch that difference? $100,000 by age 40 or 35 or $50,000 by age 35, and you could retire at age 67. Now you start changing the retirement age. That affects these numbers. This is how long your money lasts in the worst case scenario. 95% of the time, again, we're using returns for the last 100 years. If we go to 66, that's going to start changing these numbers. 65. Why? Because you have several less years for this 2,000 to grow, and several less years for this 50,000 as $200 a month to grow. But isn't that interesting? It's the same amount, 100,000. Again, we did $100,000 here at age 40, age 67. Your money would last over 40 years if you save $200 a month. If you save $100 a month, worst case scenario 23. But here, 95% of the time, your money's lasting over 40 years. Just saving $100 a month with this 100,000. But again, we saw if you went to 50,000 and saved $200 a month, your money would also give you enough. So in the worst case scenario, in the last 100 years, you would not run out of money. But that's what we do on this channel. We run all kinds of different numbers for people. We love to create spreadsheets, just showing you where you might be. We use the actual historical returns of the S&P 500, and we simply project ahead what similar returns might do for you in the future, and that gives us a possible range. So please consider subscribing to this channel, share, like these videos, let people know about this channel. Let them know that Yeah, you can strive to get to 100,000 by age 40 and be okay. But if you just get to 50,000 by the age, again, these are the numbers, 50,000 by age 35, bingo, your money, even in the worst case scenario, is going to last over 40 years if you take Social Security at age 67. Thanks so much for watching.